Go Bros YouTube channel. Today we're going to be working on the CRT 23 horsepower mini skid steer. I recently bought this, got a pretty good deal on it, but it's got a couple of issues that we got to get figured out. Our first issue is that the left track does not have near as much power as the right track. So the hydraulic system to move each side of the track is pretty simple. So the left track is controlled by this third pump on the triple pump setup. Hard to see, but it is that line right there. That feeds this main block. And then our two lines going to the left track are this one and this one. Those two lines come down, go to the pump motor right down there. It's kind of hard to see these two lines here. So our issues could either be this lever here is not distributing the fluid properly. We could have a plugged line in either one of these, or we could possibly have a bad pump motor. So what I'm doing here is taking off the right track lines and switching them over to the left side. All right, so here's what I got going on. I moved the two lines coming from the right track over to the motor on the left track. And I just have the left track unhooked right here. I'm gonna start it up. If the left track does move normally now, then we have an issue with our spool valve on the top. If it doesn't move, then our pump motor on the bottom has to be bad. Got disoriented. Pulled the left lever instead of the right at first, and I got hydraulic fluid all over. But it did move right, so that means our spool valve on the left-hand side here is actually bad. All right, I got the drive motor lines hooked back up on the correct side. We have diagnosed that the left spool valve is bad. So we're gonna go ahead and get one of those ordered up, and we'll be back in about 5 seconds with a new spool valve. All right, so you may be thinking, hey, that's not a spool valve. And you would be right. This is the hydraulic pump. So when I ordered the spool valve, it actually just came in today, took a week to get here. And right before it showed up, I was thinking, well, when we swapped those lines that go to the motors, the pump motors for the tracks, we were swapping pumps too. So I got thinking, I'm like, well, shoot, we could still have a bad pump. And when we swapped lines, we were using a different section of the pump, a different pump. So what I did was I swapped the two outlet lines, and the left side worked. The spool valve worked. So now we're tearing apart the pumps. These two pumps, I believe, are bad. This back one worked good, but these front two, I believe, we're going to have a lot of wear in there. So we're going to tear this apart and see what we find. The CRT 23s are definitely not known for having pump failures, but I suspect when this machine was originally purchased, they didn't switch out the original hydraulic fluid with some high quality stuff, and probably ran whatever machining debris and that bad hydraulic fluid for the 24 hours that this machine had on it, and that's probably what destroyed this pump. Yeah, so you can see here, I can feel a groove there. You can see it there. And also on this back part where those pump gears go, see this little burr where that's been rubbing. Right there. So this pump already, just by looking at that, definitely shot. On the middle pump, looks like the seal went bad. As you can see, it's like a plastic ring broke off, and then this seal right there busted or ripped or something happened to it. My best guess is this seal was going bad, and then I couldn't pump enough fluid through these last two because these seal together, and it couldn't pump enough fluid through there, so then started chewing up the actual gears inside the pump, and that's where we lost our pressure. Yeah, each one of these have this metal ring there where it's been wearing. Inside there again, there's a big enough groove there where I can catch my finger on it. And it doesn't take much for these pumps to lose a lot of pressure in that little bit of a groove. Just a side note, when you're putting this in, before you put the adapters on, make sure you slide these bolts in because they don't fit if you already have the fittings on. Like I was saying, these bolts, they're really close to these fittings. Here, as you can see, this washer on the actual bolt is hitting the pump. So you do have to pull these out just a little bit so that washer sits in that little cavity there. Then it goes in nice and easy. You just kind of have to work back and forth on each bolt. So this 3-stage pump is actually just a test for the MSU guys. They needed a CRT 23 skid steer to test this out on. They sent me a couple adapters to hopefully get this mount up, but I did have to take these 3 lines to a local hydraulic shop, and they had to put new ends on them so I could screw it into this pump. Not their fault, they were just guessing on what they thought that I might need. So all the lines are hooked up. We got to put our drain plug back in the bottom and then fill it up with some new fluid. Like I said, MSU sent me this pump in order to try out on the CRT 23 and to let them know what parts that are needed to get this to hook up in place of the factory pump. I will for sure be doing some more testing of this pump. Okay, I've been using this for a couple days now, and this hydraulic pump has been working perfectly. There's a couple random things we had to do, like change some fittings in order to get the pump to fit, but it's been working great, and I can definitely tell an increase in speed for like a grapple or augers. It definitely goes faster than the original one. Glad we got this left track figured out. it's definitely working now, and I'm excited to get using it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this helped some of you guys out and you can figure out your issues now. I'll see you in the next one.